Kia ora, and welcome to Sew Knit Create and Repeat. This is my YouTube channel where I talk to you about all the things I make, and it doesn't matter what craft they are. If I've made it, I'm going to show it to you. My name is Carla. I'm coming to you from the east coast of the North Island of New Zealand, or Aotearoa. And yeah, this is episode 22, I think. Very late in coming. I thought I'd do a quick reintroduction, like proper reintroduction, because I don't think I've really done it since I first started podcasting, which was almost 2 years ago. So as I said, my name is Carla. I'm 46 years old. No, I don't care, it's my age. And I live here just on the outskirts, outside of Turanganuiakiwa, which is on the east coast of the North Island of Aotearoa. I have 3 children. They're all adults, and the youngest has twin girls who will be 4 in November. I live here with my partner Evan, and my oldest daughter Jess boards with us. She lives out in the shed with the sleep out. Yeah, I am a high school librarian, and I have been in my current job for the past 6 years, and prior to that I worked at a tertiary library and also a public library, so I have been working in and out of libraries for 23 years now. What else can I tell you? I have a puppy called Digger, which some of you won't know, and I also have 4 chickens called Judy, Lola, Audrey and Twiggy. And they have provided us lots and lots and lots of entertainment over the last few months. Today is the 4th of September 2023. So there you go. There's my intro. You guys do not know, unless you've done this, how much work goes into trying to dig up all the bits and pieces around your house. So it's taken a while for me to get my head into that space. So I'm very, very late filming this, and I do apologise. Basically all it is a combination of winter's not a good time for me physically, so with my fibromyalgia, the pain and the fatigue gets quite strong over these months, and when I am not feeling yucky, I'm trying to catch up on stuff around the house and what have you. And you know what it's like, if you want to talk to people, if you have visitors, you kind of got to be in the mood for it, and just haven't been really in the mood at the right times. So I promised myself today, that's it, Carla, you're going to do it. So I've come home from work, I've made myself a nice mochaccino, and I have lit the fire because it's cooled down again. It's spring in New Zealand. With spring, first day of spring was Friday. And I'm sorry if you don't like watching people drink, but if I'd left it until I'd finished this drink to do this, I probably would have put it off again. So here we go. I've got some notes because it went from nothing to a lot. So I'm going to talk about some finished objects. The first one I'll talk to you about, first 2 things I'll talk to you about is what I'm wearing. I'll stand up. If it doesn't turn out to be a very good shot, I'll do a twirl around later. So this is the Venn top by Stylark, which is a pattern company in Australia, I believe. It's really simple. It's designed for knit patterns. It is more of a summer top, but I've just put this merino underneath it, and then I had a cardigan over the top. It's lovely and drapey. So I'll stand up so you can you can sort of see it's got that. I'm probably way too close. And then I'm wearing my, this is what happens when your tops all get bunched up in your pants. But these are my Chantarelle Pants by So Liberated. And they're in a cut velvet. What do you call it? What's the name of the really short velvet? I used to know, but I can't remember what it's called now. So those are two of my finished objects. I finished this one on the weekend, and I've just sort of been making a garment a week for the last few weeks. Yeah, slow down, I'm talking too fast. I've also made, a lot of the stuff will be kind of sewing related at first. Then I made this, which is the Anita peasant blouse. This is also a style arc pattern. I never used to really get into style arc because I felt that the instructions were a bit too sparse, but they seem to have got a lot better. And I wore this to dinner, and I had tucked in at the waist with my estuary skirt underneath, and it looked really nice. So I'm looking forward to the slightly warmer weather so I can wear this. I wore it with a small merino underneath that you couldn't really see. So that's quite lovely. And then I made the Chantarelle dress. And this is a design by In the Folds. And this is in pinwheel cord. It's got pockets. It's got a really nice front placket. It's quite lovely. It's got a dart at the back, or pleat at the back, sorry. Yeah, really nice detailing. I really enjoyed making this, and I'll definitely make another one. Yeah, but all the details I have included in the show notes, so you'll be able to see those. So there's that one. There will be a video for this one. It'll be playing, or already played, somewhere on either side. Because I've already shot that one. Oh, I forgot the Matcha top, but I don't know where it is. I think I put it somewhere to rewash it. I'll show you that next time. Then there's this one here, which is the Rhea top, and yeah, it's all bunched up because I was going to wear it to work this morning, and then I thought, oh no, I'll wear this one since I just made it. And this is made with a wool jersey, like pure wool jersey. Well, not pure wool, it's probably got a bit of elastane or something in it. And it really probably needs to go in the wash. I think I dripped coffee down the front of it. But it's got that sort of batwing style, and that's really nice too. And it's a style art pattern as well. So that's the Rhea top. So they're all listed in the description. So there's that one. Now they can all go away properly. They've been hanging around waiting for this. I'm sorry, I'm probably whizzing through this a bit fast. I'm like, oh, I've got a big pile. I think this might be my last finished object, and it's another sewing project. I made myself a needle case. So this took quite a lot of thinking room, because I had to get it in my head how I wanted to design it, what the dimensions would be, what I needed to include in it. And I often do that when I have a project in mind. I have to sort of nut it out in my head first. So that's what I've done. So it's got a snap closure there, and then you open it up. And on this side we've got It's a little pocket where I've put these. I bought some more Knit Pro cables, but I got the ones that are the stronger ones because I've had some disasters. So this has got my Knit Pro Symphonies in it because the case they came in was this awful ugly plastic thing. So I put that in there. There's a needle gauge ruler in there. This little purse actually detaches with domes as well if you need to. And of course this is a prototype, so I've made it slightly too long really, but too wide, sorry. Then in here, we've got the needles that aren't in use at the moment. And then when we turn this over here, there's another pocket here, or two pockets, and they, oh, I've just dropped everything out. They have my cables in it. So I'll just put these back because I do not like things. And then it folds in three. I haven't had anything fall out, so that's been good. I think that goes there. But if I hold that, yeah, so you can see those cables there, but there's quite firm pockets. And then this bit here is just, I've just used it for pinning things too. So if I want to stitch markers or like the light bulb ones, or darning needles or anything like that. Oh, I thought there was something in the corner of my eye. I thought it was a bug on the chimney, but it's just some cobwebs blowing in the heat. So yeah, that is my needle case for my Knit Pros, and I love it. Everything stays in there, nothing falls out. If I tipped mine upside down, my other one, I'd end up with things falling out of the corners. So there's that. Should I do a thumbnail? Yeah, I'm a nut. So there you go. So I do have, like I said, I've got one more finished object, but it's not a big deal. Maybe I'll wear it next time and you can see it then. So what have I got in the way of whips? Well, I'll start with what's sitting beside me. This is called the Halcyon top. I'll put it up on the screen so you can see how it's spelt. Just excuse me here. This is the pattern. It's designed by ESNQ Knit. I wanted, this kind of falls into my acquisitions. I'd come across some silk cotton and I wanted a nice loose summer sweatshirty jumper, and I thought actually that will be lovely. And I tell you what, it's knitting up beautiful. I'll show you. I've done the back. So it's oversized, and that's the colour of the yarn. Hopefully you can see that in this light. It's got a twisted rib bottom. So there's that, and I'm knitting from a cone. I'll talk more about the cone when we come to acquisitions, but that's the cone there. It's huge. And I'm actually really enjoying this. I really enjoy knitting on this. And so this is my front, which it could be the back because they're knitted exactly the same. They're worked up the same. Nah, on big needles. What are we? 5.5s, I think. Yeah, they're big needles compared to what I normally use anyway. So there's that one. I can't wait to wear that. I know part of that's probably because if I can wear it, must mean it's warm, not cold. Yeah. I couldn't really say much more about that because I haven't got that far, but the pattern's easy to read. It's fairly simple. But I don't want to think about things like that. I'll let someone else do the designing. The one that's I've got the most pressure on, and I've only really, to be fair, I've been only really knitting this at work because it's getting quite boring now, but I need to get it done because I'm knitting it for my daughter, and if I don't hurry up, she won't be able to wear it when it's warm. So this is Jess's Kuutar top, which I'm sure most of you will know is a pattern by Sari Nordland. So I think I was still on this yoke when you last saw it, and now I've done the body. I had a little bit of a disaster when I was around here somewhere. I tried it on Jess just to see what the length was like, and even though we were using these little stitch holder cords, I still pulled. I had a feeling that the cord, my Knit Pro cord, was coming a bit loose from there, and I was just being mindful of that when I was knitting, and it came off and I lost a whole lot of stitches. I ended up I tried to pick up the drop stitches, but it was just, it was nighttime. I was tired, so I just ripped back a couple of rounds, and then there was just a couple of places where I had to pick up some drop stitches, but not that bad. Yeah, I mean, I do love this pattern. I wanted to make it for myself, but I think there's a certain element for me that I really want the thing. So if I'm not making it for myself, it's like, ugh. But I'm on the sleeve. I picked up for the sleeve this morning, or last night, sorry. I bound off the bottom last night. That should block out nice. And we're up to the sleeve, so it shouldn't be too long now. I don't do sleeve island, I just get into it. So that's the progress report on that project. The Kuutar top by Sari Nordland. Knitted in Utuku 8 ply, which is a New Zealand wool. It's a Corriedale. Says that one. And then another whip, sewing whip, is my Migla shawl, which I made sure was not in the middle of a row. You'll be pleased to know. I'm just going to check that I am filming. Can you imagine if I got this far and I wasn't filming? I'd be spitting tacks. Yes, we're filming. Okay, so the Migla shawl is designed by, is it Anise Sang? Yeah, but I don't know how to say her name. I would say Ines Sang. This is her picture. I'll show you her picture. That's her picture there. Sorry, it's probably not showing up the best. And I am, where am I? This is how far, so it isn't going to be the easiest to show you because the needles are a bit short. They're not the longest needles. So there's the top there. I've done 2 lace sections. I've got one more panel like this, and then it's another lace section and the scallop edge, so we're not too far away. There's a lot of stitches squished up onto here. And I'm using Dark Harbour yarn. That is colour, what colour is it? Shanty. And Malabrigo Machita, and this is Araquita, which is just a really gorgeous greeny, purpley, bluey, gold. So nice. I love these colours. So yeah. Yeah, I love this. Might knit on some of that tonight, actually. We'll see. I've had to move I normally have all my projects in this big basket, and it just sits by the end of the couch over there. But since we've had our new friend arrive, we've got the dog crate over there for now, the puppy crate. So they've all had to go on my sewing room. So sometimes I forget about them. I'm really bad like that. So that. Now is my vanilla sock in there, because I did finish my vanilla sock in the yarn. I did. And the yarn that I dyed up. This was a test sock just to see what the wool would knit up like. It's actually a bit tight because I was using my Chalgoo little mini needles, and normally I use these Addy Crazy Trios, and I think my tension was a bit tighter. This is just the 64 stitch, but anyway, it'll be all right. I'll just wash it, and I just did a slip stitch heel, flat gusset, made it slightly higher gusset because I've got high arches. And those are the colours, hopefully you can see. Haven't done much more of that, mainly because I've just felt the pressure on Jess's jumper. But once that's done, I won't knit anything for anyone else for ages, and then I can just pick up what I want whenever I feel like it. Because to be fair, when I knit anything else, I feel a bit guilty. Yes, says that. Yeah, I showed the sewing. Oh, right, so spinning. I'll show you some spinning. Look at that. So I think the last time I showed you this one, this was still on the bobbins. So this is my pink spin. Go. I don't know what it's for yet. I did think about making some leg warmers. I'm not sure about pink leg warmers, but maybe I'll make a cowl. But I just loved this dusky pink. And that's just Corridale. Well, I think it's Corridale anyway. It's from Ashford, but it doesn't say on the bag what the actual fibre is, but yeah, I think someone told me it was Corridale, so there's that one. And then I've just about finished one bobbin, but I've left that on there. I'll take a photo and just insert it up here of this. So this is the second, this will be for the second bobbin. So that's Corridale as well. It's a grey, a natural grey base, which I've just dyed with all these colours. And they're basically ones that I've made up in jars when I first started playing with dye. But I didn't use a recipe because I didn't know how to with the dye, so I was just mixing them and playing. So I thought, oh, I might as well just throw them all in and see what comes out. So that's what that is. You can see there's some of the natural colour coming through there. And yeah, I just spin those, apply those together fractally. So one side, yeah, I just split them slightly different so that they're not the same colours, applying the same colours. So yeah, so I've done, almost finished one bobbin of that. Excuse me, well I just double check in here. I haven't got anything else. No. Oh yeah, I've got some stuff here that should have been finished and isn't. What's in here? Oh, I still do need to do my second vial of sand sock. This is what happens when you get put under pressure. Sorry, Jess. Not really under pressure because she didn't ask me, I offered. So that is pretty much everything except for my acquisitions. So I got myself a dressmaker's model, which isn't in here. You've all seen a dressmaker's model. You don't need to see her. She's in the sewing room. I haven't used her yet because I'm only really going to use her for things that really need that tailoring and fitting. And then I also bought some patterns. So I thought I'd show you some of the patterns that I purchased. So when Andrea Mowry had her sale, I got the Nurtured sweater. And the Daydreamer, which I thought was really lovely. So I've put notes on here so I remember. So I've got heaps of mohair. I bought some from Wool Warehouse a couple of months ago. So I'm going to hold mohair and fingering together. And then this one here, it's worsted weight, so I'm actually going to use my hand spun, but I think I might stripe it with all the different colours because they're all pretty much around the same weight. So I think that will look quite nice. Dreams, I tell you. There's that. I also purchased this pattern from Stylark. It's called the Eileen dress. So I've pieced the pattern together. I just need to figure out which fabric I'm going to use. That's the pattern that I'm wearing now, just so you can kind of get an idea from the line drawing. I also purchased Sari Nordland's Rococo top. I really enjoy her lace, and I've got heaps of, I've actually got a really beautiful blue Sanders Garn Tin Lena that I purchased to make the Kuutar top. That might be, is that the Kuutar pullover? I don't know, but you know, the one that's pretty much that shape. And it took ages to arrive, so I used something else, and I've still got it there, so I think I might make this one in that. So it's another summer top idea. That's a magazine. Yeah, that's that Anita peasant blouse that I showed you, my stripy one. I made this matcha top, but I made it in a brown wool, light, quite a sheer wool fabric, but I'm not sure where I've put it. I think I put it in the wash. And that's the Rhea top, that's the Saltel, you've seen those. So those are pretty much all my acquisitions, I think. That wasn't too bad, was it? See anything else? Oh yeah. I purchased these today because one of the patterns was free. So I got this dress from Stylark as well. And I got this pattern free with that. So I'll do those. I'm on a bit of a buzz now with me sewing. Okay, so a lady I know, her daughter goes to our school, and we've been talking at Speedway earlier this year, and she said, I'll give you some of the wool that we've shorn off our sheep. And I wasn't entirely sure. Just lift that up so I remember to talk about that. And I still don't know what quality this is, but I thought it would be really good to practice. So anyway, see, this is my head. ADHD brain, guys. Calm down. She sent her daughter to school with a sack of wool for me. I don't know what the quality's like, but I figured it would be a really good way of practicing the whole process of getting the wool ready to spin. See, that's what I was trying to say. So this is what we've got here. It's a bit gross, some of it. So some of it's quite short, but I just figured I might be able to draw something out of that. I don't know what the type of sheep are. Yeah. Oh, it smells so nice. I say that because I'm not sniffing a bit that looks like it's got poo on it. So I just about forgot. So that other cone with the green wool, I also got this one here as well. And there's a lady here in New Zealand who sells yarn on cone. And so she started up her own sort of Facebook marketplace page, and she's importing the yarn maybe from China. I'm not sure. She is Chinese. I think she's Chinese, either that or else from Hong Kong, but you know, around that area. And she was selling 50 grams of this and 50 grams of the other one for about $26, $27 each. And she had listings for balls and cones, and they're all pretty much the same price. And I wanted them on cones because I like that. Yeah, I just wanted them on cones. But she messaged me and said that she was finding it difficult to get them off the cone, like ball them up off the cone. I'm not sure how she does it. So she gave me the whole cone for the same price. So there's like 1.5 kilos or something, as heavy in each one. She was so lovely. So they're cotton and silk blend, and it's just really nice. I love these colours. So I was really grateful for her kindness, and I'll let her know what my projects look like. So yeah, so that can go back in here, and yeah, that can go there. So now I'm going to put this in my hand. It's so nice. I've got so much to update you guys on. To be honest, I'm not even sure where we were at with all the house renovations the last time I podcasted. So anyone who hasn't watched before, we were in the middle of having our exterior of our house painted. We'd extended our back deck last year, and so we were building an archgola cover. Well, we weren't. Friend of Evans is the contractor for that. And we're also getting the little shed / room that's off the back of the house. I think it was the old wash house. Getting that relined, floor lifted, and turned into a laundry so that we weren't traipsing out to the sleep out. Everything's just about done. The house has been painted. The laundry is painted. The floor's not down yet, but it's all lined. It's got all electrics. We've just got to try and catch our neighbour who's a plumber to get him to plumb the tub in, or at least get it so that it can be attached, do all the pipe work, and then I can lay the floor and put the washing machine in there. The roof is on the archgola, and if you want to see that, pop over to my other channel, which is my gardening and home channel, which sort of like a monthly sort of snippets of vlogs around the yard, and you can see that. So yes, I think it was Thursday last week, everything just kind of happened, and it's so weird. So I spent the weekend pottering around trying to clean up, because there was a little bit of mess left around the place, and the weather was really lovely on the weekend, so it was just nice to be outside anyway. I've scraped all the front fence and gate and started to paint that, so my body was quite sore. So I did that over the weekend. What else? Started to clear the deck to get it all tidy, to start making that a nice space. Although we've still got curtains, so they make like mesh, you know, the black windbreak type mesh curtains, drop sided curtains. I think they zip up and you can fold them up, so that you've got a bit of weather protection. So they still have to go up, but the roof's up, so it looks brilliant. Yeah, the chicks have been good. And then we got our little digger, who is fast asleep at the moment. So at the end of July, we adopted a 4.5-month-old pup named Digger. He is a Mastiff cross. He's big, and he is just beautiful. Like, honestly, he is just gorgeous. We had a cat, and he sadly passed away last year, and he was one of the main reasons why we didn't get a dog, because he wouldn't have coped. And so one day I was just looking, we've been talking about this for a while, but you know, talk. And then one day I was on Facebook, and the SPCA posted a picture of this fella, and I knew Evan was a sucker for a brindle. So I sent him a picture and some information, and he said, well, I think it's time we expand our family. And so yeah, I applied to adopt him and did all the meetings and interviews, and yeah, we went down one Friday and we picked him up. It was pouring with rain, and yeah, he was very shy, but he's such a good boy. most days he's with Dad at work, and then in the afternoon when I finish work I'll contact Evan and I'll find out whether he's at the workshop still, and if he is, I go past there on my way home and he jumps in the car with me and he comes home and he hangs out with me. And if they're not at the workshop, that means Digger's in the back of the ute. There's like half a back seat. That's his seat now. And him and Dad are out on a job. And Evan's just done such a great job of training him. Like, yeah, he's so good. So, he's good with the chooks. He wasn't toilet trained when we got him because where he'd been fostered, him and his two brothers were dumped, I think. And where they were fostered, they were outside, so they just got to go on the grass, you know. It was on a farm, so they were quite little, I think, when they were dumped, and they were fostered by a lovely lady, and then when they got old enough to be adopted, they were taken back to the SPCA centre. So we've had to toilet train him, but he's done pretty good, really. We've had no accidents for a few weeks. And he's quiet. He doesn't bark. He does bark. Like when he barks, it's really loud, but he hardly barks. It's very rare. Now he's just having a little sleep on the couch. I'll show you in a minute. The chooks are laying eggs. They've been laying for 2 weeks, I want to say. Just over 2 weeks. Yeah, it's exciting. I love going out. In fact, I haven't even gone out and got today's eggs. So, yeah, I love it. Yeah, and then, of course, another probably part of the reason why I haven't podcasted is August is a little bit of a hard month for us because Mum's birthday is the 8th of August, and then the 20th of August is the anniversary of her passing. So I don't know, it's just one of those months. It's just a bit crap, really. Yeah, I really, really, really miss my mum. I miss her a lot. So yeah, it's not always the easiest, but I feel her around me. I feel her around me. Yeah, what else can we talk about? We're doing a little bit of a knit and chat. Keep feeling like, you know how sometimes there's just something prickling at the side of your mind? Oh, I'll talk about that, and I can't remember what it is now. But yeah, never mind. I'll probably do Vlogtober, and I think I'll do it on this channel. I wasn't sure whether to post the videos on this channel or my gardening channel, but I think I'll just put them on this channel because this is where I've got the biggest audience. And if you're not into vlogs, obviously you don't watch. Simple as that. But I enjoy them, so I'm going to do that. Yeah, well, there's one row. I managed to do that. So yeah, thank you for popping by, and thank you for all your kind comments. Yeah, I really like my YouTube friends. I really enjoy talking to you guys, and that's probably why I still do these videos, is because I'm getting that interaction with you, and I really look forward to reading your comments after I've posted, and just, yeah, having a chat, finding out what's happening in your lives, you know, let me know. I don't want this to be a one-way thing where I just do all the talking and you guys do the listening. So yeah, let me know how you're going. But anyway, I better go and check out what's happening with the chooks' eggs. Evan texted me, or rang me this afternoon. He actually brought Digger home and popped him in the crate for the last half an hour before I finished work, because he was going up into the bush, and the chickens were out and they've been pretty good, but somehow they've lifted the mesh, so he had to shut the gate and make sure that they weren't out on the road. So I better go and see where they're at. I think I saw a couple walking past the door before. Pop them back out in their run now. They've had enough free ranging, digging up my garden. And yeah, I'll catch you later. So thank you for sticking with me, and I will see you all later. Oh, come meet Digger. Right, let's meet Digger. Digger, 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 Digger. Who's this? Say hello. Oh, say hello. Hello. Oh, he gets very tired because he does a lot of running around at Daddy's work. Oh, I think he's got paint stuck in his fur. So yeah, now it's really good boy. See ya.